So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing a live aquarium plant bundle that I got off Amazon. So there are different kinds of plant bundles on Amazon that you can get, but I chose the cheapest one I could find, which was the Florida 10 species live aquarium plant bundle. I also got it because I feel it had the best reviews, so I'll leave a link to that one in the description. So normally I would avoid buying live things online because usually you have to pay for shipping and they're a lot more expensive than buying it in person at the pet store. But this particular plant bundle cost $20-something. And then there was $7 shipping. So then adding the cost and the shipping together and then dividing that by how many plants there are. In this bundle there are 10 plants. So I divided the cost and the shipping by the amount of plants, and that way I could see how much each individual plant would cost. So after doing that, I thought of each plant costing $3 each, which actually isn't any more than what they'd cost at the pet store. So that's why I decided to go ahead and order them online. Now, when I was looking into ordering these plants, it was winter and the temperature outside was like 1 degree Fahrenheit. And basically the people selling these plants said not to buy them if the temperatures are going to be below 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But I noticed that the plants wouldn't be arriving for like maybe a week or 2 weeks after I placed the order. So I looked at what the weather and temperature was going to be around the time when the site said the plants would be getting here, and the temperature was going to be above 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So I decided to go ahead and order them when the temperature outside was only 1 degree Fahrenheit. But since I knew they would come when the temperature is above 20 degrees Fahrenheit, I decided to go ahead and place the order. And they arrived 6 days later, and the temperature did end up being above 20 degrees. So they placed the box in my mailbox. I didn't actually know it was there till the next day, so it actually sat in my mailbox overnight. And although it was above 20 degrees Fahrenheit, that's still quite cold. So the next day I went out to get the box, and now here it is, and I'm going to unbox it. It's definitely a lot smaller than I expected it to be. I'm surprised 10 plants can fit in this little box, but we're gonna open it and see what's there, and see how they look, and see if any of them have survived. So luckily there was a heat pad in this box to keep the plants warm, and it is still a bit warm, so that's good. First, there's this one, and it looks like a herb plant, like some kind of basil or whatever. I don't know, it just looks like it's not aquatic, but that's that one. Next is this Java fern, which is looking good. And then we've got what looks like an Anubias plant of some sort. And then there's this one, which also looks really good. It's definitely something I've never seen before. It actually has like little purple flowers all over it. And then there's this little one. It's supposed to be the purple one. It's shedding a bit, but it's fine. And then this is most likely the jungle vowel, which doesn't seem to be doing too well. But hopefully it's not dead and will recover. Next is this plant, which looks like a sword plant, maybe a young one. And then there's this little one, which has some red and green. And then there's this one. And lastly is this red one. It's shedding quite a bit, but overall it looks pretty healthy. And all look to be doing well except for the jungle vowel. Okay, so here they are, all laid out. I'm going to wash them now, very gently, and then take off all the stuff and metal and put them in the tank. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna put them in the tank yet, so I'm just gonna set them down in random places. Well, that definitely looks a lot more purple underwater. I don't think I've ever seen purple leaves before, so this is really cool. So here they are all in a tank, and they look a lot bigger now. I'm actually surprised how much they fill out, and that makes me very happy with this purchase. I just hope they survive and settle into the tank okay. I'm actually going to be adding a new kind of substrate that is better for plants. Basically a substrate that's filled with nutrients. I forget what it's called, but I'll put it on the screen. And basically I'm just going to somehow put that all along the bottom of the tank and then the sand on top of that. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think I'll film it though, but you'll see later when I give you updates on the plants, the substrate, and how it looks. So next scene will be an update on these plants if anything happens or changes. But that's what this tank looks like now after just putting the plants in. Okay, update time. This is like 2 days later. So that plant that looked like a herb to me ended up falling apart completely, just totally dying. As for the other plants, they are doing well still. The jungle val is actually still alive, and I actually see some new growth happening on one of the jungle val plants, and I'm seeing some little bit of new growth on other plants. Okay, about a week later, and we're still only down one plant. The purple plant, however, has lost a lot of leaves and a few stems, so it's quite small right now, but it's still growing new leaves. The only plant that hasn't gotten new growth yet is this red one in the back. It has lost a lot of stems and leaves, so that one might be the next to die, so hopefully not though. This one Vallisneria plant is still growing new leaves. The other two, however, are not yet showing any signs of new growth. These stem plants here are growing some new leaves at the top. They're starting out red, and then as they grow bigger they turn green. And I planted a new stem over here, which is growing new leaves. So a couple weeks later, and most of the plants are still doing okay, but the little purple plant seems to have disappeared out of nowhere and I can't find it anywhere, so perhaps the angelfish got a bit bored and decided to eat it. So that is now 3 plants down, or gone, from the original 10. This middle Vallisneria decided to sprout a brand new plant, which is growing here. The one to the left of the Vallisneria in the middle hasn't grown any new leaves yet, but the one to the right, as you can see, has definitely been doing well and is still growing a bunch of new leaves.